again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day.
It's 1947. The average wage in Northern Ireland is £275 a year. The average house price is £1,700. A pint of beer will set you back £1. A car can be purchased for £585, and petrol is priced at 2 shillings per gallon. Known as White 47, the winter of this year was the harshest in living memory. The shadow of World War II was still cast over the United Kingdom and Ireland,
lay that pistol down,
making way for the outbreak of the Cold War.
Pistol.
Also this year, the first black and white Polaroid picture was taken, Miracle on 34th Street was released in cinemas, British vehicle exports reached record levels, and the United Kingdom became the world's largest motor vehicle exporter. Closer to home, Peter and Rosie Donnelly were living in Caledon, a small village in County Tyrone, Northern Ireland, where they would raise their 8 children. Peter and his brother Jimmy opened a taxi business and a vehicle workshop in Church Hill, Caledon, and the foundations of the Donnelly Group were laid. The vehicle workshop continued to operate from Church Hill until 1959, when it relocated to a site on the Armagh Road. It was also in this year that Peter Donnelly signed an agreement with his first manufacturing partner, Austin. Building relationships with and attracting new manufacturing partners formed the foundations of the group's business model moving forward. In 1969, Terence joined his father in the business. In 1976, Raymond joined his father and brother in the business. 1981 saw the opening of Dungannon Garages on George Street, Dungannon, followed by a second garage in Dungannon in 1987. In 1991, the partnership was formed with Houston Taggart in Campsie. 1993 saw the opening of a dealership on the Moy Road in Dungannon, before the first showroom opened in Mollusk in 1997. Enniskillen followed with an opening in 2001. In 2006, Donnelly and Taggart Ballymena opened its doors, and in the same year, taxi and bus conversions launched in Dungannon. 2007 saw the opening of the first fleet workshop for Northern Ireland, before the first motor store used vehicle centre opened later that year. In 2008, the flagship Honda showroom opened on Boucher Road in Belfast. 2010 saw the launch of the pivotal e-car project in Northern Ireland. In 2012, the M1 complex in Dungannon was opened, followed a few years later by the opening of the OMA showroom in 2016. Most recently, Suzuki was opened on Boucher Road in Belfast just this year.
I went up to Church Hill and got an interview with him in August 1958, and I got the job, and believe it or not, I was delighted with it. A great place to work, a great man to work for, and him and I were actually pals. I had a lot of respect for him and he had a lot of respect for me, and he trusted me. For a while I still had to stay up in Caledon, up in Church Hill. I remember the very first job was done on the Caledon Road. The place wasn't that big, you know. There was a lot of work done down below. There was there was extensions built and there was showrooms built. There was a wee bit of work still done up in Church Hill while that was going on too. There was a lot of construction work going on. I worked from 58 till into the 70s. I never heard a customer having to say a bad word about him. Everybody was very happy with the deals of the cars and the workmanship in the garage. Everybody seemed to be happy, and I think that was where he got his success from. I think he went on, built on from that, because everybody liked him and trusted him. Peter was a very terribly well-liked man, and Mrs. Donnelly was a lady too. Where if you had working late at night there, you got tea, boiled egg, maybe you got a fry. They treated you with respect.
1991 saw the Donnellys partner with Houston Taggart, and the Donnelly and Taggart brand was born in Campsie, with a showroom opening in the same year.
Terence and I got together and had this idea that there was an opportunity with Rover. So we started the original business with Rover back in 1991. Today we have 9/10 franchises on the site and about 150 employees 26 years later. So we're serving the local community with a great variety of product, from small cars, medium cars, four-wheel drives, pickups and vans.
The success of the Donnelly and Taggart site in Campsie triggered subsequent site openings at various locations across the province, ensuring convenience for customers and businesses throughout Northern Ireland.
Back in 2007, we bought over Billy McCosh's Renault business in Ballymena, and today we have used cars, Honda and a Renault Dacia franchise with 35 employees there.
Having inherited his father's foresight and ability to lead the development of the industry in Northern Ireland, Terence led the business to realise the vision of becoming a province-wide organisation, whilst ensuring the focus remained on selling cars, repairing cars, after-sales and innovation. With all main distributors at the time located in Belfast and Derry, Londonderry, the group identified the need to replace this model of distribution to structure a province-wide business to service the retail, fleet and public sectors right across the province. As a founding member of the Northern Ireland e-car consortium, the Donnelly Group invested heavily in the project for the benefit of local motorists and manufacturers, paving the way for the installation of electric car charge points right across Northern Ireland. Over 8 decades, the Donnelly Group has formed a strand of the DNA of the local community, reaffirming its support for local charities and grassroots sports to facilitating employment. Built on service, professionalism, trust, respect and innovation, the group has enjoyed continued growth and is one of the largest homegrown firms in Northern Ireland. The company values, introduced by Peter Donnelly in 1947, inspired the next generation of the Donnelly family and to this day remain central at all levels of the business.